There is something going on in that valley.
RT Vulture.
Reconnaissance is your business. And I need you all to find them for me.
What is it?
Track. Is it our guys?
No. Animal. Something big.
I'm telling you guys, there's monsters out here.
We are back with episode 58, Whip Wednesday Live. So good to be back. We missed you guys last week, but hey, we're back and we're ready to go live with an awesome show for you guys. Because this week we have Studio Z Customs, or Studio Z Customs, because I'm Canadian, so I say it that way. But either way, it's going to be an awesome episode, and I can't wait to get started. But before we do any of that, let's say hi to some of you peeps out there, and thank you so much for showing up. And for those of you guys that are going to be watching this on the replay, thank you so much. And if you guys enjoy what you see today, hit that like button. If you're new to the station, just click that subscribe button, because we definitely appreciate that, and that actually helps us with the algorithms. So leave comments, leave that like, and all that good stuff. So who do we have this week? We have Justin Welch. What's up, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing up. We have Ian, Mr. Mudhorn Station. What's up, my man? So glad you could make it. I know it's really late for you, so I definitely appreciate you staying up late and hanging out with us. And we also have Starboard Station! Starboy Station. So, Joel, thank you so much for showing up. So glad you didn't decide to take a nap and you decided to watch. So I really appreciate that. So that's really awesome. So I know there's going to be people trickling in as we continue to go on with the show. So yeah, like I said, we've got a fun-filled show for you guys today. Some really amazing customs we're going to take a look at. And without further ado, let's go get our creator for this week. Hey, what's up, brother? Welcome, welcome. We got Studio
Hello.
C in the house. What's up, man? How you doing?
Yo, what's up? How you guys doing? Pretty good. How about y'all?
So good, man. It's so good to have you on the show. I was really admiring your stuff because I know you had taken a little break for a little while, so I'm glad to see you back and really kicking things off with some really amazing customs. We'll dive into all that stuff as the show goes on, and we'll keep an eye on the chat to see who's popping in as well as we go through, because people are going to be trickling in. Some people may have forgotten that I do have a show because I've been on a hiatus for a while myself. But it's so good to be back, so good to be doing this stuff live, so good to give back to the community. But without any further ado, let's dive into our very first segment. And now it's time for Greeblies.
Greeblies! Oh, my precious! Oh, yes, anything can be a Greebly!
So we have the weekly Greeblies. This is the segment of the show where we actually show off the amazing creations you guys make with everyday stuff. Stuff you find in the trash, stuff you find on the beach, stuff you find in recycling bins, wherever you find it, or broken toys that you're using parts of, or model kits that you're using parts of. We want to see some of your creations. So if you do have anything that you want to share with us, whether you've had it completed or you just have an idea of something that you saw, send me at least 3 pictures of that item or what you've used that item for. You can send that to my Whip Wednesday Live Instagram account, or even my _ Pirates of the Galaxy account. You can send it there as well. And I'll be showing off some of the stuff that you come up with. So our very first culprit, or creator I should say, is MH6. So that's Making Hicks 6. I'm going to be putting everybody's information into the description after the show, so that way if you don't follow them, you'll have an opportunity to follow them after the show. So Making Hicks 6, he creates some really phenomenal stuff out of everyday things. And let's dive into what he's brought us to this week. So these are the two items that he's used. So the one on the left is a disc tray, so like a DVD tray from a computer. From a DVD player. He pulled the tray out, and he's going to be using that to create an awesome vault door. And then also the one on the right, I believe it's a printer. I don't know if it's a printer cartridge or just a part of the printer cartridge. It could be the part that when they're doing the shipping, that's one of the parts that comes with it. I'm not quite sure. I have to ask him again, and I'll probably tell you guys next week. But yeah, so he made some really incredible stuff. Let's take a look at where it's going to evolve from here. So here's he's adding a little more Greeblies to it. So he's using like bottle caps. He's using like other toy parts to add to the DVD tray, as well as that printer part. I think he's also even using fidget spinners as well as part of his build as well. Yeah, it's really, really awesome stuff. So now you could see with the picture on the right, now that he spray painted it all in one color, you're kind of seeing it take shape a little bit more. So it's really cool. Unfortunately, we don't have a finished version of this, but you guys get an idea of where he's going with that. And I'm sure some of you guys have already seen this on Instagram, but yeah, really, really awesome. Oh, so yeah, Starboy, you could be right. It could be like a packaging component. That's what I was thinking as well. But yeah, it looks really cool. And then here's another shot of the one on the right where he added like those little beads, those little craft beads, and he glued those on to make bolts on the door, which is a brilliant idea. I love how he does all of that stuff as well. So yeah, some really cool stuff. Here's another example just to give you guys an idea of the scale of it. Beside a 1/18 scale Joy Toy figure. But yeah, that just looks awesome. Like all the detail in it, like all those little gears and stuff that he stuck on there to make it look like it's all mechanical. That does look like a huge vault door, which is really cool. And to think all he used was like a bunch of little pieces here and there and a DVD tray. Awesome stuff. So yeah, this is one of the reasons why I like showing this stuff. Sorry, go ahead.
My bad. Even with like just one entire color, it looks great. Like
yeah, once you add
like
that,
some weathering
that color, yeah, once you add the color, that one color unifies everything, and then yeah, you can go and then add the weathering to it to give it more shape and bring out more of the detail that's already there. But yeah, he does some really amazing stuff. Actually, a lot of the people in the community do some really awesome stuff. So that's why I like when they send me things for the show, so I can show them off, and it might give somebody watching an idea on what they could do with just everyday stuff. Because everyone thinks, oh, I need a 3D printer, I need a laser cutter, I need to buy expensive things. But no, you can just use everyday stuff. Just buy a can of spray paint, and boom, Bob's uncle. So awesome stuff here. Here's another really cool one. This is from Timbo Toys. He also makes some really cool things from everyday stuff. So he used one of those Keurig cups, and he used two of them together. So as you can see the process here, he glued them together, and what he's making out of it is his own version of a Gonk droid from Star Wars. So instead of that rectangular shaped Gonk droid, he's made a circular one. So it almost has like a Gonk droid / astromech combination to this one. So he's using wire. He's using, I believe those are cable parts, like I can't remember. I think is it those Cat 5 cables? Yeah, I think it's either Cat 5 cables or telephone cable at the end tips for the feet, which looks really, really cool. Oh, well, looky who showed up. What's up, man? We have Jason Jensen Trains in the hit house. Thank you for joining us.
Yo,
brother.
What's up?
So yeah, for sure. So yeah, one of the things that I do enjoy about these kinds of stuff is like once you paint it, which you're about to see now, once you add the paint to it, now it's starting to take shape. So here's it all unified with the one color. Then he started adding the weathering to it. So he kind of dry brushed some silver on there to bring out some of the details, because he glued on some cardboard pieces as well, just to give it the smooth shape, just to give it some definition to it. So really cool stuff. Really enjoyed what he did here with that. And then we have Zilla. So the other Zilla. So this is the other Zilla. So this is Zilla from Zilla, not Zilla Customs, but
Wetzilla.
Wentzilla. That's what I was trying to remember. Wentzilla.
Yeah.
So he's the one who has Amrak Spot. So you can go and check him out. He'll be in the description as well. You can check out Amrak Spot. It's a huge city that he's built. Really cool stuff. So what he's done is, for his Ninja Turtle, he built it looks like part of a sewer system, and he used a coffee, the coffee grounds holder, the container that it comes in. I think it's Folgers, because I have a few of those myself that I wanted to use as tanks, like water tanks. So he cut one in half, added some meshing to it, as well as some, looks like corrugated cardboard that he repainted silver to give it that kind of like...
Looks like a zinc roof.
Yeah, so to give it that metallic roofing that he used, like he used that on there. And it came out really good. Here he added some paint to it as well, added some other details like the map behind the character and stuff like that. So part of where that character's sitting, that he made into a bench, is actually part of the handle from the container. So when there's like a little indent on the container where you can pick it up. He actually used that as part of the bench. But he did an awesome job with this. Turned out really cool. And he's like really awesome at weathering stuff as well. And of course, his photography is phenomenal. So if you don't follow him already, which I'm sure everyone that's already in the chat does, go and check him out, and you won't be disappointed, because it's some really amazing stuff. So Making Hicks 6 is here. Welcome, buddy. So glad you could make it. I don't know if you got a chance to see me showcase some of your stuff, but I just did that. So yeah, really amazing stuff. And that brings us to the end of our weekly Greeblies. So like I said, you can either send it to my Whip Wednesday Live account, or you can send it to my _ Pirates of the Galaxy account if you have ideas on, even if you don't if you haven't used it yet, but you have ideas of what certain items might be used for, or even if you don't have ideas of what it could be used for, but you just see something that looks like it could be used for something, send those in to us. We'll talk about it. So we'll have discussions, because maybe you guys might have ideas as I throw them on the screen, and you might be able to provide stuff that other people could use them for. So yeah, really awesome stuff. So actually, I'm going to ask you, Zilla, with the stuff that you're like making right now with your world building and stuff, do you use any like stuff like that, like just junk and create like dioramas or anything like that? Or you're mainly more of like you take bits and pieces of other toys and put them together as a diorama?
I'm more of like a action figure kind of like kit basher type of thing. But when it comes to dioramas, or at least that's what I consider myself. But when it comes to dioramas lately, I've been using, since it's like wilderness themes, I've been going outside on the yard and just like good looking twigs for reals. Nice. And I'm like, this twig looks accurate size. This twig looks like good moss, looks nice, detailed. As funny as that sounds, and then I just that's what I've been using lately.
You're in the right place, buddy, because this is the kind of stuff that we talk about. This is the kind of stuff, like most of the people that are in the chat right now, and yourself included, that's what we do. We let our imagination run wild, and sometimes the smallest thing can become the biggest thing, right? Because like we'll go into some of your pictures in a little bit, but some of the stuff that you've actually shown in some of your clippings, it's like, yeah, that's just everyday twigs, but to someone who's untrained or doesn't have an imagination like that, they wouldn't see those things. But anyone who has an imagination right away is like, oh yeah, that looks like a log. So what other people see as a twig, you see as a log in your world, right? So that's the kind of difference with how we see things as custom creators, right? So let's dive into our next segment, and then we'll start diving into each other's work.
Bigger. Smaller. No, it's the one with a hole on the end that curves this way. I think I saw it once before over there in that pile near the circulators. There you go. I always knew you were the smart one.
So yeah, actually, before we dive into this, Ian just actually brought up a good point. So he's saying some of his more recent shots he's taken literally inside plant pots. So that's how our imagination takes us, right? Because again, you or myself might see something that an average Joe wouldn't see, and they're like, oh, that would be a perfect wilderness shot in that plant pot, right? So yeah, awesome stuff. So let's dive into some of the stuff that we're working on. My stuff's not going to be anywhere as detailed as yours, Zilla, but these are some of the more recent things I've been working on. So I just recently got, not recently, but a little while ago, I bought this ship, which is the Lex Luthor ship from the DC Superpowers from back in the 80s. There was a toy line, like 5-inch figures, and they had vehicles, and so they had that power action stuff where the arms move when you squeeze the legs kind of stuff. So Lex Luthor had a ship, and I've always loved the design of this ship. So I decided to buy one, and I got it for really cheap. I'm going to probably get another one as well, because I want to try to see if I can make a fleet of these or a squadron of these ships. And here's what mine looks like now. So I've repainted it with the gray color, which already looks cool. This is just as a foundation piece. I haven't weathered or anything like that. I haven't added any Greeblies because I'm thinking too, if I can open this up and maybe throw a battery in there and maybe add a few lights and stuff like that to it, that would really make it pop. But I took those bottom legs out, so you see it right underneath it's like a little pink looking pincer thing. So those wings at the top, when you squeeze those, it opens up the landing legs and you can grab stuff with it. But I didn't like how that looked, so I took it off and gave it more of a sleek design without those legs. And then I figured the color looks really cool, and it just definitely pops. So I'm looking forward to weathering this, because once I start weathering it, it's going to bring out the details even more, because you can kind of already see with the way that I shot it, the lighting kind of brings out the details, like with the line work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But once I add the weathering to it, I want to do add some damage, some what do they call it in Star Wars? Carbon scoring. I want to add
like
some
the
of
burn
that.
Marks.
Yeah, I want to add some of that
I love
stuff
that, yeah.
as well. And
Very cool.
thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Yeah.
It's definitely giving
also,
like Starfighter vibes.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for as well. So yeah, I'm glad you didn't recognize it right away. But yeah, it looks really cool. It's a very cool ship design. I also have the Superman one that I'm thinking about doing some customizing to that as well, so it doesn't look like the gimmicky vehicle. Because the purple to me looks kind of, it makes it look kind of.
That's very cool.
Like it still looks good, but this looks better, I think, in gray.
That's what's interesting too, because you mentioned I didn't notice the ship right away. I grew up more with I guess the modern G.I. Joe movie toys and Clone War action figures and stuff.
Yeah.
So recently, when I've been going back on online on Google or whatever and searching for the 80s action figure toys for O-ring figures or whatever that are somewhat same scale, my head just goes holy, wow, these are all new to me, so I can try to new formulas just start popping out. So that's really cool to see that.
You're seeing them for the
it's a
first
new
time.
toy for me. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was about to say you're seeing it how we saw it the first time we saw it. Oh, look at this awesome vehicle. Just kind of how you're seeing it now. But now you're older, so your imagination goes even crazier because you're thinking about, look, all the things I could do to this thing to make it even cooler than what I'm seeing now. Because that's the thing, a lot of us customizers, we see really cool vehicles, but then in our mind, we could see how it could be cooler if we add certain things to it, or if we chop it up and add other bits to it. And that's really cool. That's one of the reasons why I love doing this, having this craft or this hobby, because it's a lot of fun. And I'm diving more and more into it because you guys out there, including yourselves, Zilla, you guys have been really inspiring me lately. And that's kind of why I dove into this project as well.
Very cool.
These are the ones that I just recently got. So I told you off camera that I just finished writing a story for these characters. So these two characters are called Frick and Frack. Now it's spelled FR the number 1K and then FR the number 4K. So they're droids, and they were initially created to be entertainment droids, and then I turned them into assassin droids because basically the people that created these were some of the engineers that created the commando droids in the Clone Wars. So the commando droids were the ones that did the flips and used the knives and were really hard to destroy them compared to just a regular battle droid. So these ones were created to be as acrobatic as commando droids, but they just didn't have the programming to do combat. But then in the story, which hopefully you guys will read soon, I want to post that in the next few days. You guys can see exactly what happened and why they're really badass. So here's what I love about these figures. So these are called 3M Project. It's from Shakeland or Sheikland. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. Sheikland model kits. So you put it together. It doesn't take 3 minutes like it says. It takes me at least 45 minutes to put these guys together. But what's really, really cool about them is that they're so posable. So you can put them in amazing poses like this. Some really like Spider-Man poses. You can put them in just about any kind of like really acrobatic pose or dexterous pose.
Like anime.
Yeah, that's exactly where I think they're based off that kind of thing. But yeah, really cool looking figures. So I recently finished their story. That's why I posted these here. So yeah, stay tuned to my Pirates of the Galaxy Instagram page because there's going to be a background story for these guys coming up pretty soon. And then so here's another ship. Now I don't have the complete ship, but somebody gave me one of those 2 pods that you see there. Somebody gave me one of those pods, and I repainted mine gray. Unfortunately, this one's open, so I repainted mine gray so I can build a new ship out of it. So I used this as well as Sebulba's part of his speeder, his pod racer, I mean. So I used part of that and I'm starting to create a new ship out of it. So the back thrusters are N1, the N1 from the Mandalorian, the custom M1 that he had. Rad Toys Galaxy had printed parts of that for me, and I'm going to be using those thrusters at the back there. Those are going to be glued on to the Sebulba pod racer, and then add that other pod to the middle of it to make a new starfighter. I'm obviously going to have to connect the pieces a little bit better, but that's just to give you a basic idea of where I'm going with that. And then the seat that you see at the top right there, that's going to be a seat for within the cockpit, but that's from another Star Wars vehicle. I forget what it's called, but it's one of those Clone Wars starfighters where the Republic used them, and the tail comes up and then the 2 wings go down. So I used the wings and everything else on another vehicle, which I'll show you guys next week, so come back for that. And yeah, so I've been having a lot of fun creating some of these things. Oh, it looks like somebody else has joined the stream. We got my Star Wars guys. He's here. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for showing up. Really appreciate the support. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm working on now. And Zilla, now the show becomes yours. It's going to be all about you, brother, because now we're diving into some of your stuff. So these are the newer customs that you started working on, right? So these are, so this is part of a lore. So before we dive into some of what you're working on, tell us a little bit about what the world below is about.
So how my ideas kind of, I guess, start is, I like to look at it as kind of like a snowball kind of rolling down a mountain. First, it started with me going on this rabbit hole of like, oh, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park looks cool. I kind of want to do something Jurassic Park themed. But then I was like, oh, maybe not that much leaning in Jurassic Park. Maybe let me put some other type of story into it. And I've always been like somewhat fascinated on like Hollow Earth and stuff like that, and like I guess having a fascination too with like cryptids and conspiracy theories and the stories of, I guess there was one of like in World War II type of Hellboy type of vibe, like
Right.
Nazis looking for the center of the earth. And I was like,
Nice.
that
Okay.
sounds cool. Maybe I'll go like that route, but more modern. So I started
That's a
doing
really
it
cool.
modern.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So it started with that, but I also didn't want it to go into, I guess, like Nazis looking for the center of the earth. I was like, maybe not right now. I won't do
Hmm.
that.
Right.
So the idea then evolved into like, how do they get into the center of the earth? They get to the center of the
Nice.
earth because of XYZ, which ended up being like global catastrophe, AI.
Right.
Because I also get inspired of like, who doesn't, like modern things that are going on. So like
Yeah.
AI eventually just wreaking havoc, global warming, and so that causes Earth to start dying in the surface, and these
Nice.
humans like, oh, we have to find these new lands that we like have kept secret from everyone. These
Hmm.
crazy conspiracy theories weren't that crazy. There's actually a land underneath the crust, and this is like the story right now.
So the
And
world
so,
below makes sense.
yeah, the world below.
That's really awesome stuff. So here's some of the characters. And now these characters are for your season 2. And once we
Yes.
dive into some of your other stuff, you can tell us a little bit more about the season 1 characters. But these are some of, so you guys are seeing this here first. So this is the first time you guys are seeing these characters. So here's part of the world. So this is what you were talking about with your diorama, that you use like real twigs and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like garden pieces. I that garden piece looks
Hmm.
familiar. But yeah,
So
that looks really cool.
I actually went to PetSmart because I have a multiple cats, and I went for
Right.
like cat food or whatever. And I was like, you know what? I should probably look at, I guess the, what was it, reptile and fish section,
Yeah, yeah, because there's a lot of
and they had cool
little
stuff.
ornaments and stuff that you can put in their
Mhm.
tanks that you can use as small buildings or like decorative pieces and stuff like that within your world. And that's yeah,
Yeah,
because that's what that piece on the left is, right? That little thing with the circle in it. It looks
yeah.
like a
It's supposed to be like some, I assume like Japanese themed
right.
something. It was in the fish section. I guess some like Atlantis vibe or whatever.
Nice,
But it
but
looks
it looks
fitting.
cool though because it fits the world you're going for, right? So
Hmm.
really cool stuff. So in your world, I'm guessing there's dinosaurs because I see a T Rex coming up behind that guy. So he's in for it. So yeah, that looks really cool, man. So we're gonna dive into some more of your stuff. Oh, Fat Red Foo's here. Welcome, welcome. That's no worries, brother. You can catch the replay. We definitely appreciate that. So, but either way, thanks for popping in and saying hi, and hopefully you enjoy the replay because we're diving in some really awesome stuff. So here's a nighttime shot of the same image, which is looks
Yes.
really cool, man. Like I'm really, it's gotten me excited. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to have you come on the show because your customs, like look at this guy. This guy looks really cool, and a lot of the times it's just because you also do the weathering too. So you weather them. You also do like some kit bashing where you put
Yeah.
some different figures together, and then you
Hmm.
also add some like glue some other parts onto some of these guys. That's like whoa, that I would never have thought of going in that direction. Now this guy, he actually reminds me of um a big what's it called? Big game hunter. So I have a character who's very similar to this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they could be like brothers or something with how similar this guy looks. But
That's
I love
awesome.
the medallion, the hat, and everything. Like he
Uh,
looks like he's a big game hunter. And I'm guessing that's
yes,
what he is. So
that's
really
definitely the
cool stuff.
vibe. That's definitely the vibe with that guy. He's supposed to be, I guess, like some, in my mind, South African type of big shot. Oh, I
Hmm.
freaking hunted whatever, whatever. I'm gonna start hunting dinosaurs, and so they added him to the team because he's like the biggest badass hunter or whatever. But
Right.
he's not a good guy. He's an a hole. I'll be honest. In my head.
Well, that's awesome. That's one of the things I love about when people create these characters, because like a lot of the times when they create a custom character, they develop a whole entire story of what their personality's like, what they've done in their world building and stuff like that. But you've also created, because you're also creating the world below. these characters all tie into some of that. So does this guy have a name or anything like that? Or you don't want to
Not
give
yet.
that out yet? Okay, so
I
you're
haven't
still
really thought
developing
out
it.
of a name. Yeah, just
'Cause-
mostly nationality was fitting. Of like, he was a big game hunter. Was thinking of
Nice.
like the continent of Africa, game
That's
hunter,
cool.
South Africa, kind of. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
'cause-
use various. Mhm.
No, go ahead.
So the I guess formula or as you call it, like for the figure,
Mhm.
I've been really liking lately, so I've always really liked boss fight, and that's like the torso from waist up is boss fight.
Right.
I am a fanboy for boss fight. I love the blanks. I literally like if I could just collect blanks, it would be so cool because they just look really cool. But
Nice.
the torso is blank, and then lately as well, I've been enjoying the lower half from I think it was GI Joe Retro or something that
Yeah.
came out like 2019, 2017, I
Yep.
think. And so
Around
they've
there,
been
yeah.
pairing up. Yeah, they've been pairing up really well. That one is from I think his name is Gunner because I really liked the like brown boots on him.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe that's not Gunner. That is actually Sergeant Slaughter's pants, and I took like
Okay.
nail polish remover and I removed the camouflage off of it, and then I added
Okay.
Gunner's boots. Yes, and
Very
so
cool. So how did you add the boots?
yeah.
Because the boots are not normally like. Did you cut it and then add it on, or did you take the knees down?
No, with these, so with the other GI Joes, I do have to like do surgery, I guess, and open the thighs and swap knees and stuff like that. But with these new ones, they just pop down at the thigh because they have like a swivel on that thigh. So you just put some heat on it, pop it out, and then swap them.
Oh, it looks like somebody's giving him a name. he's giving Oh, hold on, let me just pull that up. Starboy has a name for your character. His name is Apartheid or Apartheid.
Yeah.
Apartheid. Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got it. That took me a second there, Starboy.
Yeah.
Yes, this guy's always thinking on his feet. I think I need a nap because I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Oh,
Basically.
we have Punk Goose has just joined the chat. Welcome.
gang.
Thanks for
What's
showing up, brother. But yeah,
I also
sorry, go ahead.
I kind of see him like a Kruger. If you've seen like Elysium, like the bad guy. Yeah, he's kind of that vibe, but big game hunter. If that makes sense. He's not a cool
Very
guy.
cool. Well, he looks cool.
I'm gonna name him that.
You should name him Apartheid. I like that
That's so
name. That's
messed
actually
up.
a really cool name. That was
I don't
brilliant.
know.
Brilliant, Joel. So here's another cool guy. So I'm guessing this guy is a former Navy dude with cybernetics and stuff like that. But are his cybernetics part of a program, or is it that he was injured and they gave him a cybernetic arm?
I've always thought about it as an injury. Because there's another character that I sent you. Maybe you might have added. If not, that's okay. I can showcase later. But
sure,
the other guy was part of an actual program. But no, this guy was just an injury. He definitely was former Navy SEAL. Like in my world,
right?
Forms of government basically don't exist. Like just the remaining steady group of I guess governance, if you want to call it that, we're like, all right, we need to start sending badasses down there so they can explore what's left and we can inhabit it. And so they put him in the team. This guy, exactly, ex-Navy SEAL, was kind of my idea on it. He's an older gentleman because this takes place like 10 years from now, so 2037
like
was my idea.
Okay, 2030s. Okay.
So
now,
he would have been a younger lad these days.
Is that body from Shipwreck? That Navy shirt? Because I thought it looked familiar because I did a custom with using that top as well. But that arm, what arm is that?
It's actually I don't remember the name and I apologize, but it's a really old Joy toy from, I bought him like 2019. Because right now I've been using like a lot of the fodder pieces that have not used since I started like collecting.
Right.
So The arm, it's not complete. It's shoulder down from the Joy Toy figure.
Yeah, yeah.
The shoulder, I'm using it for another custom with
Nice.
another robotic arm, and then this one I just gave him elbow down.
Very cool, man. But yeah, it's a really cool, again, very simple custom. But I think what really makes your stuff pop is that you've added that weathering to it, so it brings out the details as well, so you can notice the details even more, like in his clothing and stuff like that. But I like the idea. I'm guessing he doesn't have a name either, right? And don't say
No,
something
none of these have
Navy
names.
boy. Okay. So now, actually, with your season 1 characters, do they have names or not yet? You're still developing their stories.
They do have names. I can't really.
We'll get into any of
Name.
those that you remember. We'll get into those. But yeah, this guy looks really cool. And here's another awesome guy. This guy kind of reminds me of like a gangster from like the 50s. He kind of looks like one of those, not gangster, but like one of those gang members. You know, like those motorcycle gang members with the leather jackets, always trying to look
Yeah.
cool with the slick hair. That's what this guy reminds me of. Or a Terminator.
Yes, so that's what I was kind of going for. This is
He
from
kind of looks like Arnold.
yeah. So this is from the spin-off of The World Below. This is a character from The World Above, which is
okay.
the apocalyptic wasteland inhabited by all these horrible AIs, obviously inspired a lot by Terminator.
Right.
Like if down below is Jurassic Park and whatever in the jungle, then up below is like Mad Max and robots, if that makes sense.
So what that kind of reminds me of is like
Up above.
What both worlds kind of remind me of all together reminds me of is Robotech. There's Robotech had like 3 seasons. The 3rd season was the New Generation, and in that New Generation, the aliens that have, which are called the Invid, that have taken over the Earth. They used to make these worlds underground, just to try to test out what different species that lived on Earth, what would survive the best, so that they could take a new form. And one of the things that they created was called the Genesis Pit, and within that Genesis Pit had dinosaurs and stuff like that. But above that, was a destroyed world, because they destroyed a lot of the civilization, so it was all like a crumbling dystopian apocalyptic type world. So that's what that kind of reminds me of, is that above ground everything's like apocalyptic, and then underground it's like things are starting new all over again with like dinosaurs and stuff like that, which is really, really awesome stuff. But I really like this design. Now the goggles and stuff, are those from Marauder Toys? Is that where you got those from, or just from other figures?
So that's a really old head sculpt. Because like I said, I've been using a lot of the fodder I haven't used up in since I started collecting seriously.
Right.
I don't remember what the vendor is. He was definitely on eBay, but it's a casted head, I think based off of like Duke Nukem or something like that. And so the sunglasses or goggles, they're part of the headpiece.
Oh, so you just painted them. Okay.
Yeah, they're all one sculpt.
Wow, you have really good, I guess, skilled hands when it comes to painting, because I cannot paint goggles or eyes because my hands are just clumsy and my eyesight sucks. So I can't paint.
I try, man. That. Sometimes I even have to hold my breath and I'm like shaking. I'm like, please, not a wobbly eye, please.
You're like a sniper. You're like a sniper. Have to hold your breath to get that perfect shot. Right?
Steady aim.
Exactly. But yeah, this guy looks cool. He does remind me of a Terminator. I could see he has a Joy Toy belt on, utility belt, which is really cool. But yeah, I really
so that
like
one's
this
mostly
design.
all Joy Toy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the jacket is from an old Indiana Jones Mutt figure. Was the
I remember that
leather
figure.
piece.
Nice. And then you have this guy. Now this guy looks really cool. So he knows him, right?
Yes.
Obviously,
so the idea
picture.
above, so they're like in the, I guess, it's not a gang. It's like a group of, because gangs they don't protect people. These people do protect people, but they're not big enough to be like an established army. I guess militia would be the proper word, if you want to call it like that. But they're like the good guy faction above ground, because obviously the robots are killing everyone.
They're for the little guy.
Yeah, for humanity or what's left.
So that last guy, Justin saying that he could pass for
Johnny
Johnny
Cage.
Cage. He could, man.
It could be it
Mortal
too.
Kombat. Very cool. But so yeah, these guys look really cool. I love the fact that you're kit bashing a lot of these, but what really makes them awesome is that once you add the weathering, it kind of brings another level to that figure as well, which it turned out really cool. So I'm guessing this guy's that malicious sniper, because that gun is like, that's a big ass sniper gun, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's the anti-material rifle from the Fallout New Vegas. Probably like a 3D print I found. Yeah.
Okay,
like
so do you
eBay.
buy 3D prints, or do you have a 3D printer?
Yeah, I wish I had a 3D printer. My girlfriend does not let me have one because if not, I'd probably be printing like crazy. So that's okay with me. But yeah, I got it online.
Nice. But yeah, really cool. I love how so far I like everything that I've seen so far with these characters, and we're diving into some of even the more extreme ones that you've done as well, which are really awesome. So here's one of those really extreme ones. Like, this guy looks really awesome. Now, I gotta ask, did you paint those lines on him? Like the red line? You painted that? I actually thought the figure came with those lines, but no, you painted that shit on. That is friggin' awesome, man.
Thank you.
Like, he came out really good.
He's in the world below as well. Going with all the conspiracy theories and things. These tribal, I guess, prehistoric characters, they're from the Atlu tribe, but the Atlu is actually Atlantis. It's just been like over the years they've been beaten and battered down so hard that they've lost civilizations to the point where Atlantis, the word, has been lost to just Atlu. So you know what I mean?
So they become more primitive kind of thing. And
yes,
this is like the remnants of what Atlantis has left over, is this lower end of because I'm guessing Atlantis was a technologically advanced civilization, and now they're just these primitive, mindless warriors.
Yes, but yeah, I wouldn't say mindless, because they do team up eventually with, or now in season 1 I have them teaming up, and they're humans, you know. They know their stuff. They're not Neanderthals, or they're just Homo
primitive they're just primitive in the sense of technology.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And they, with aesthetics too, it looks cool and stuff. But like, if you give one an AK-47 and whatever, like, he'll be able. Of course, he's a human. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they know technology. They just aren't developed enough to develop their own technology, kind of thing.
Yes, they've lived in a land so lost for so long that they're basically like cavemen technology and whatever. But
but
they're like season 1, they team up with of course, yes.
Cool. Actually, the last character you created, Mudhorn was saying he kind of looks like Dieter. Oops, that's not the one I meant to click on. This is the one I meant to click on. He says that the last guy you created looks like Dieter. I'm not familiar with that character, so Mudhorn, you can let us know.
Me either. I don't think I.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy just looks phenomenal. I love now his loincloth. What's that made out of?
It's so the other characters I've been doing, or I've already made from the Atlu tribe, I've been using the coat of a I'm blanking on the Star Wars name. You guys are gonna kill me. Jawa. Jawa.
Okay.
So the soft goods, I'm not a collector of Star Wars. I'm a customizer, so I'll gladly cut up soft goods and whatever.
Hey man, and we appreciate that stuff, man. We're not those in the box collectors that don't wreck their stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not really wrecking it, because you're repurposing it. Is probably the better way of putting it. You're repurposing some of it. I've done that all the time. There's times where I bought an expensive figure, tore them apart to try to create a new character. Sometimes ruined it. But it's okay. You live
learning process,
learn, right? Yeah, exactly. Although these days I try to learn more with cheaper figures.
Yeah.
But yeah, this guy looks really cool. Awesome stuff, man. Now, what head is that? It looks like
So
Omega Red.
yes, it is. It is Omega Red,
Ah,
and
yes.
I used green stuff to craft the beard, and then the
But
body is Hercules.
what? That
Yes,
is
because
insane. So
I love the Hercules body.
yeah, it's actually the perfect body because it's nice and bulky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You would actually probably like the Joy Toy Roman Gladiators because they're very bulky like that, but they can get into some really amazing poses. Because like some of the
Nice.
downside to the Marvel Universe figures is I found I didn't like how they did the hips. Like all the other
Yeah.
articulations are pretty good, but the hip, because it's not on a ball peg, it's very weird. You kind of have like a twist and turn. Like they do have upper thigh swivel, which is good, but what I don't like is where the legs kind of like to get them to sit down, you kind of have to twist the leg in a certain way to bend it. Like very weird stuff. But yeah, this looks really cool, man. And then we
Yeah.
have this guy. So is this the other cyborg?
Yes,
That's part of
this one's the
that
guy from
military
the
group?
program. Yes.
Okay, so this guy, because his cybernetics are far more extensive than the first guy. Like
Yes.
he's gone all out. He has his arms done, but I think also his back has been worked
Mm-hmm.
on as well. So
The
here's
spine. I
yeah,
put
here's
like
some
a
other
tubing
shots.
into his like jugular, thinking of like an adrenaline, I guess, prosthetic or like not prosthetic
Nice.
but enhancer type of.
Yeah,
But
pump some
he's
full of
like my
adrenaline so you can really get going, or some
yeah, kind of
testosterone.
like yeah, just like rage out like if he needs to, if like he's in trouble. But
So yeah, your
the
last
idea of
guy. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but your last guy making Hick Six looks says he looks like Bonehead. Oh, I also suggested
oh, Bone
Henrique.
Age.
Bone Age, that's it, yeah.
Yes.
Hold on, it's a Jin. Let me just see. Going back. So actually, Ian is explaining who Dieter was. So it's just a name. Oh, okay, gotcha. And then he continues.
I like that name.
But that's a cool name. I also suggested Hendrik. I like that name. Yeah, that's a cool name. But yeah,
Yeah.
awesome stuff, man. Like I'm really enjoying these designs. Like this guy. Like I love the fact that you thought out. Oh, okay, how is this guy gonna be enhanced? So not only does he have cybernetics, but he also has chemical enhancements as well, like hormonal or
Mm-hmm.
testosterone type stuff to help boost his strength or his agilities and stuff like that, or even his mental toughness as well. He would use like these different chemicals and stuff. But yeah, he looks really cool. And we're about to dive into the guys he's fighting in this picture, which those guys look amazing as well, which are these guys. These are really cool. So I definitely recognize the body. The body is the from Star Wars, the Star Wars Dark Troopers that
Yes.
you've repainted. It looks better in silver than it does in black. And where did you get those heads from? Are those like? Did you buy those? Because I know
Yes.
Haya Toys is actually coming out with this figure. I just recently pre-ordered two of these guys. I can't remember the name of the Cobra figure. It's a Cobra. If you guys know in the chat, let me know. I can't remember what type of Cobra Trooper that is, but I know it's a Cobra Trooper with that like brain showing and stuff like that. But these guys look really, really cool. In your world, what are their purpose? They're just generic um, robots, or are they do they have a specific role?
So
There you
yeah,
go, range trooper. I knew
Cobra Range
somebody would
Trooper.
do.
Yes.
And
So
then
I
his
got those heads off of eBay as well. But I saw that
oh
Haya
okay.
Toys is starting to do a lot of, because since I was out for a brief period, I came
Mm-hmm.
back in and I was like, what's the hottest toys, or not hottest toys, but what's on the market so I can look at parts, look at
Right.
whatever. And I saw Haya Toys is coming out with a lot of like cool looking G.I. Joe
Yeah,
figures.
they're coming out with some really cool. What I like about what they're coming out with is a lot of the stuff that you've seen in GI Joe Classified, like the Hasbro Classified. They're kind of making the same figures but scaling them down to 1/18 scale. Um, I like what they're doing with a lot of their stuff, but the problem that I'm having, anyways, because I'm still learning a lot of this customizing stuff, is I find that the way they build their figures is very different than how other companies build their action figures. So I
Mm.
find the parts aren't always easy to combine with other action figure lines. You can let me know once you get your hands on some of those and you start playing around with them. Let me know what you figured out, because I had some issues with, like, for example, they also make a Star Trek line of action figures, and the downside to that is when you try to take the head off, the neck is actually sculpted into the head. So you
Oh
can't. So like
no.
when I first saw those, I'm like, oh yeah, I could pop that head off and put another head on. But no, the neck is actually sculpted to the head. Luckily, with some of the older Joy Toy figures, they had a separate neck and a separate head that you could pop off. So I had some that could fit into that Hiya Toys figure. So I made a new new character for one of my figures. Because when I bought those Star Trek figures, I figured, oh, I can buy a few of the red shirt ones and then pop the head off and make some new guys. But it's not quite that easy. I'll either have to, if I don't find any more of those necks, I'll probably have to sculpt them out of green stuff in order to make a neck for or cut the necks off of some of those older figures and glue them
kind of maybe
onto the body. Like just cut off the.
That's
it's just really stupid. Like I have to or even the heads
so
of the Star
dumb.
Trek heads, I probably have to cut them and then Dremel drill into them so that I can put them on other action figures, like Joy Toy figures and stuff like that if I want to use them elsewhere.
That's not a bad idea.
But
That could be a fix.
Yeah, there's different ways. Like again, customizers, we have to figure shit out, right? We have to figure
Improvise.
out exactly. We have to improvise in order to be able to use all of our toys. Like you were saying, you're using a lot of old parts that you hadn't used in a while to create some of these new figures, right? So that's one of the reasons why we save everything, because we know that somewhere down the road, if we haven't figured it out today, somewhere down the road we'll figure out how to use those parts. But yeah, these guys look really, really cool. I like, again, the weathering. You're doing like an awesome job with the weathering as well. And like
Thank you.
choices of color is very simple. Like these guys, you just painted the brain blue. But again, it ties in well to the body because you tied in with the silver and stuff like that. But the weathering looks really awesome. These guys look like somebody you wouldn't want to mess with or meet in a dark alley.
Nope, not at all.
And I'm guessing these are kind of like Terminators that, you can shoot them and damage them, but they'll just keep coming until you destroy them completely. But yeah, awesome stuff.
So with those guys too, the funny story about it, I had an idea. Like sometimes you get an idea in your head and you're like, all right, I'm going to look for the parts. And then you look for the parts and then you try to piece it together and you're like, all right, it didn't work. So how am I going to... So the idea was I had heads that I already liked, and I thought it would pair very well on this body, but it turns out the body was too big for the head, or the head was too small for the body.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. Or sometimes it doesn't fit on the peg right, and it's like the neck looks too long and stuff like that. But it looks like you made a good choice with this one, because this head seems to suit that body really well. Now I'm kind of tempted to paint my Dark Troopers silver because this looks really good.
They look cool.
I think it looks really good in silver.
It's funny too because like you have to improvise with the figure itself, I guess, within like the art form of customizing and then making worlds with your toys. So like you improvise with the action figure. Oh, I have to problem solve. Right. I have a new head. Now I have to problem solve because I didn't have lore. Like it doesn't make sense an alien with a robot with a brain. So now in the lore, it's like a synthetic brain. Now I have to make piece synthetic, like a company that would make prosthetics and 3D print meat or something like that, and like start building off of like, I wouldn't say a mistake, but a little problem solving in one situation. One little head swap, I guess, can change the lore in my world, at least.
Exactly. Actually, Mudhorn brings up a good point in terms of your Atlantis guys. He's saying that some of them, he says to look into like ancient Greek, like names mythology and stuff like that, mythology, in order to come up with some of what their descendants might be called. That's actually a really good idea.
Very cool idea, yeah.
Really awesome stuff. So I think that's the end of the new stuff we're working on. So we've been into the show, almost an hour into the show already, and we're only now getting into some of the stuff that I pulled off of your page. So
I
here's some of
apologize.
the stuff that don't apologize, because for me I can go all night, man. If you're cool, I can go all night. And whoever stick around, they're into it as well. So they're enjoying themselves. So for those of you guys that are sticking around and enjoying this, hit that like button. I definitely appreciate that. For those of you guys that are new, please subscribe, because it definitely helps me out, helps my channel grow, because I want to do more of this kind of stuff, as well as my own lore that I'll be putting out there very soon. I'm going to start doing some custom videos, and at the end of those videos, I'll do like a little bit of lore telling about the stuff that I'm building. So here's some really, really, really awesome stuff that you've designed. And I also pulled some of your really old custom designs as well that I really enjoyed. So, and one that actually ties into Titans of the Universe. You created a character for that. I still haven't gotten that going, but we'll talk more about that down the road, because I'm doing stuff in regards to that as well. So here's some of the background shots that you've done. So I can see you've done a little bit of photoshopping here as well. So you combine practical with some Photoshop digital work as well. So here's kind of like what you're talking about. It looks
I'm
good.
not the best at it.
Yeah, but that comes with practice, right? Because I wasn't always the best at it, but then the more you play around with it, the easier it becomes, the more ideas you get. And then use YouTube as your resource, because you can learn so much from photoshopping and stuff from YouTube. That's where I learned. Even though I took graphic design in school, I still learned so much more from YouTube than I did in school, because people will just give out their knowledge online, and you can learn so much. So here's the world below. So this is above ground though, I'm guessing, because I see sky, so it's not underground per se.
So when it's underground, since like I don't have the resources right now to create like caves and such, my idea is like quite literally the old hollow earth theory, as in like if there's a sphere, like if this is the earth and we're here, then there's the magma here, and this is all like land masses and like oceans and stuff. So it's kind of like, I guess the newer King Kong and Godzilla movies depict it very well, was my idea. But I don't have the resources to mimic, I guess, landmass and landmass. So my thinking behind it is that there's so much distance that you can't even see.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I shouldn't have asked, but
you're good. You're good.
But yeah, this is like a really cool shot. I like that, and there's like some of what you're talking about, like using that branch on the front there to make a log out of it, which is really cool. And then you have this shot as well. Like those guys look really cool. I picked those guys up as well, so you could talk about those once we get to those character designs. But I'm really liking the idea of your lore in regards to this. I'm looking forward to reading more up on that and seeing where you take the stories. Because I love the ideas of these being ancient descendants of the Atlantean race of people, which is really cool. So here's a character. I actually have him too, so we could talk about him in a little bit. But here's some more modern type characters. That's kind of why I created the intro that I did for today's show, because it's kind of like it had dinosaurs and it had military guys. I'm like, oh, it kind of looks like what he's going for. So I'm gonna use that as our intro to kind of get people hyped up for this type of world building. But yeah, I really love this. Again, very simple. And that's one of the things that I like, is like when you use very simple things to make your dioramas, that also makes it cool. Like there's a lot of really awesome customizers in the community right now who build some really amazing dioramas, but stuff like this also just makes it also very awesome, because you're just using bits and pieces and creating a completely new scene with just using little bits and pieces, which is really cool as well, and some digital manipulation in the background as well. But this guy, I love this guy. He looks really badass. So here's kind of like what you were talking about, how these guys are primitive. They still know how to use weaponry, but they're just primitive in the sense of they keep things simple. They don't sew clothes and stuff like that. They just live off the land and the stuff that they find on it. So that's pretty cool stuff. I think I have him too, so you could talk about him in a little bit as well. Here's some more modern guys. I guess they're infiltrating the world. the world below. So they're just
Yes.
coming in from above ground. So that's really cool. Now this guy, I love this guy. I love how he has the bone. Now I just want to know his back. Is that bone exposed or is that like it's exposed bone? Is that what that is?
No,
Like
so
his
it's armor. It's supposed
oh,
to be
so he's
like
wearing bone.
armor.
Okay,
Yes, he's
nice.
wearing.
That's so cool. And
Yes.
the same with I'm guessing same with the face mask is also supposed to be like
Yeah.
he's wearing someone's face or head
Yeah.
kind of
He's
thing.
got the
That's
face, the rib cage and chest, the hips on the back, and then the spinal piece. And
that
it's
is
funny
so
because,
gruesome, but yet so freaking
yeah,
cool.
dude, to get those pieces, I didn't fight it, but I literally had to like fight a boss fight skeleton figure for
Right,
like an hour or two, just like carving and using power tools to like hollow out the skull, and then
right.
like picking pieces out until those were the pieces that looked the best to me.
But that's what's really awesome is like you're doing all the work as compared to like what he would have done in the worlds like carving
Yeah,
out
just
the inside of the
hacking. That's
skull.
true.
That's kind of like you're doing in the real world what that I guess you would could imagine your character is doing in that world, like
That's very cool.
kind of breaking up the chest piece so that it's wider for his body, kind of carving out the inside of the skull so it fits over his face, and like cutting
That
up the
is
back so that goes over his back, which is pretty cool. Awesome stuff, man.
very
So I
cool.
really appreciate that you do that. Like you actually going as for you're not just gluing another head on or popping another head on, you're actually doing the work to hollow out the pieces so that you can fit it over another figure, which is really awesome stuff. And yeah, Ian, you're so true. That is a very cool figure. He's one of my favorites of the ones that you
Thank you.
design. Now that club is, I think that's also a boss fight club, right? Or is that an actual twig?
That is a club from an older. He is Sabretooth from when Wolverine Origins came
Oh,
out.
yeah. I remember
He
that.
comes with two clubs,
Yep.
and I had them like from when I was a kid, and he looked like a fitting weapon for this guy.
Yeah, this he looks like the kind of guy that would bash people in order to get their
Yes.
bones to use as
Yeah.
armor. But yeah, really cool. And I just love how grimy he looks. Like he just looks so dirty
Yeah.
and disgusting. Like he just looks so vile, which is really awesome stuff. And now these guys, now this is what I was talking about before when you're talking about how you painted these. I'm like, you actually painted those lines. I
Yeah.
can't imagine having to try to do that, especially on a figure that's that small and because you're painting on curves and stuff, but you still want to keep all the lines sharp and straight. I don't know, mine would look all jaggedy and all messed up, but these came out really good. Like I love how the white pops on their body, kind of like pops
Hmm.
off their body, looks really cool. And I like how you use soft goods as well on these figures. But
So
yeah,
that's the
awesome
soft good I
stuff.
was talking about earlier. That's the Jawa cut up into
Oh, that's the
pieces.
Jawa. Oh, that's from the new
Yeah.
Jawa.
Yeah,
The
the darker one, the darker coated from Mandalorians.
yeah,
The Mandalorian.
but that's really cool. Like and I love the helmet as well. I love how he's looking at it.
Yeah,
Is that
because
from an
yeah,
Ewok?
it is. It is. Yes, it is a Ewok headpiece. And
Nice,
so what
but
I
you
did is
repainted it.
I took the ears off because I wanted it to look like a mandrill. And mandrills, it used to have like pig ears, and it looked
Oh,
too
okay.
too alien. So I kind of modified it a little bit,
To me, it looks like a
and then I painted
baboon.
it. Yeah. That
It
type
looks
of
like a blue nose baboon. But
yes.
that looks really awesome. And then there's that other guy who's holding the machine gun earlier. That
Hmm.
guy's badass too. Like again, I love the weathering that you've done on these figures because it really makes the detail pop, especially when you add the white warrior markings on them as well. Looks really cool. And here now she's actually my
She's
favorite
awesome.
out of all of
Yeah.
them. She's my favorite one. I usually like female characters, even though in the they would probably get their asses kicked if they're fighting some really big guys. She still looks cool, and I'm guessing she's very agile and still deadly.
Counter argument. Prey.
True. I'm
She
not
got
saying that
away
women. I'm not
with.
saying that they
I
can.
know,
I'm
I
not
know.
saying they can't do it. I'm just saying that 9 times out of 10, if the guy's a bigger person that knows how to fight, that girl ain't winning. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I got
yeah,
it.
but also if they're smart and tactical, then yeah, they definitely can win. I'm not saying that they could never beat a man, but this girl looks like she could beat a lot of guys. She just looks like she would be relentless when she's attacking her enemies. But I love the markings. Again, I still don't know how you did it. I should send you a figure so you can paint
Yeah.
my Darth Talon that I'm making, because I totally could use markings like this and stuff on a Dark Talon figure. Because I bought a red boss fight figure, and
Mhm.
I wanted to do similar markings. So what I did was I bought water slide decals to stick on it. But this is so much better. This looks way better. Maybe
So I,
I'll buy another one, and then I can send it to you, and you can keep one for yourself and then send me one back. Because I really would like to get someone to paint markings like this on my Darth Talon that I'm
yeah,
making.
I can definitely give it a try. I use very thin brushes. I've
Oh, you're actually
lately
using
have been
paintbrushes.
yes,
Oh wow,
from
that's even more impressive.
from um I've been going to a miniature they sell I guess
Yeah.
war paints and miniature whatever's, and that's what I've been using lately and trying to like see some YouTube videos on how to
Hmm.
paint like markings and scars and stuff. Like I still have a lot of work to do to like actually get it to a good place, but at
Like
least for this type of
if
war
you
paint, it
need
looks
to get
good.
it to a better place than where you are now, I can't wait to see what you come up with in the future, because this already looks like professional to me. It almost looks like, Boss Fight actually has a female figure that has like blue markings
She has
on
blue,
her,
yeah.
and
One
that's
of
what
the
this
like
reminds me of.
she's
It's
like
one
a
of the
Greek figure or
Yeah, one of
something.
the Greek warriors or something like that. And that's what this reminds me of. So that's why when I saw these, I'm like, did he buy those somewhere? But no, you actually painted this shit. That's crazy, man. But yeah,
Thank you.
she looks really cool, and I like her weapon as well, a skull, which is cool as
That
well.
weapon, I forget who. I have to look his name up online. And I'll like give you a list of like the pieces you because I like
That'd
looking
be
for really
great.
unique pieces.
Yeah.
They look super cool. Yeah.
Now this guy, he reminds me of The Walking Dead. There's this guy called Abraham. That's what this
That's his
guy.
head.
That's okay. That's what he. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that looks like Abraham. But I just figured it was a character you made up that was a similar, or maybe you were inspired by it, but it actually is his head. So that's really
I
cool. But you repainted his hair though, because normally it's
yeah,
red. But yeah,
exactly.
he looks really
I
cool.
haven't seen that part of Walking Dead. I saw up to like season 3, but since it looked
Right.
not familiar to me, it
Hmm.
feels new and unique. So I'm like, okay, this new character,
I
you know what I
I repurpose heads all the time. So the characters, like for example, I'm using the Daryl body from Hayo Toys and making him into a bounty
Oh,
hunter
nice,
named Real Dixon. So
nice.
I'm kind of keeping his name, but I kind of changed it up to make up my own character. So a lot of the times I'll see a character or a figure that's a popular iconic figure, but I'll totally rename him or her, and just make them into my own figure. Right? That's what world building's all about. But yeah,
Hmm.
this guy looks really cool. Another guy that you don't want to mess with. Like very like
Yeah.
kind of So again, these are the people that live above ground, right? So these are the above
These are the
ground
guys that are
people.
getting sent down. Yeah, but
Okay.
they were above ground. They're getting sent down to like I guess colonize what they think is uninhabited, but it
Oh,
is by
okay.
the Atlu. Yeah.
Then they figure out that there's Atlu and there's monsters. Guys, there's
Yeah,
monsters down here.
they are monsters down there. It's not just dinosaurs.
Yo, man, I can't wait to see more of that stuff. This guy looks cool too. What head is that?
That's also another head I found on eBay.
Oh, okay. I actually thought it
It's
was
supposed to be
the.
some Cobra
I
character,
was
I
about to say
think.
I thought it was actually the Cobra Trooper head with wearing a special kind of helmet, but it's actually a specific head
Yeah,
design.
it's One Piece. Yeah.
Nice, but yeah, really cool looking guy. And I love the fact that he uses swords. Don't mess with this
The
guy.
snake eyes, yeah. Snake
Yeah,
eyes vibe.
very cool. Now here we go.
And then
Jackie
Jackie Chan.
Chan is in your
Yeah.
world, man. You got
Yeah.
Jackie Chan in your world. Obviously, he's not Jackie Chan. He's a repurposed figure, but I like how this looks. And I'm guessing you painted the camouflage on his legs, right?
Yes. So
I
I
think you had
painted
mentioned in one of the
the
groups. This is like one of your first ones that you painted.
yeah. It was the first
Right.
time I did like camo, and it was interesting. Kind of
It
just
came out
putting
really good
blotches
though,
around.
man.
Yeah.
It
The
actually
wood
looks like
grain
that's
on the gun too.
you did what?
Yeah, the gun painted the wooden parts.
Oh my
I
gosh,
didn't do the
that's
head. The head
nuts.
is from Spartan's 118, if I'm not mistaken. He does awesome work.
Now, is that one that you bought painted, or did you paint the head?
No, I bought it painted a while ago
Okay.
with like an Arnold head.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Arnold head I have in storage. So I still want to do a character with it. Thinking
Nice.
on who.
Yeah, I made a custom Arnold figure as well. I bought an Arnold head on eBay as well, and I
Nice.
used the Predator, one of the Predators that I had that broke. So I took the head, like the head part, and I kind of sanded it down. Like I pulled off the mask and then sanded it down, added a elastic to it so that I could put the mask on the Arnold head, and
Oh, cool.
I took the arm with the little claws. I took that
You gave
off.
it to him?
Yeah, and I drilled through it so that way I could slide it onto his forearm. So Arnold has that arm thing. He also has I gave him both arms. So the part that opens up, he has that, and he also has the cannon. So I gave him that. So in my story, he beat the Predator, but he took all his stuff. So
Nice.
and his friend, the black guy, I can't remember the character's name now, but his
Dylan.
friend Dylan, yeah, that's it. Dylan survived. So in
You
my
son of a.
story, yeah, you son of a bitch. So Dylan survived. Same with Arnold's character. Both of them survived because they ended up finding the Predator ship. So in other words, the Predator didn't blow up. He didn't have a chance to set off his detonator, and they ended
Nice.
up killing him and found this ship. And then in the story he goes exploring in that ship. So that's how he ends up in my world building as well. So I try
Very
to tie
cool.
in so in other words, it's like alternate Earths. So that in that Earth, Arnold survived and Dylan survived. The rest of the crew died, but those two guys survived.
Very
But
cool.
yeah, this guy looks awesome.
Thank
Oh,
you.
here's some.
Oh,
These are not part of the whole world below, but these are some of your older stuff that I thought looked
yeah.
really, really cool. Like I love the guy on the right because you're using boss fight parts. 'Cause I know they have those blind kits, and
Hmm.
the one on the right, I can tell those are some of those blind kits. But your paint work and weathering is just awesome stuff, man. Looks really cool.
Thank you. I
So
appreciate
cool.
it.
Love how these guys look. And then here's the other half of that same page.
Damn.
Badass.
Those were supposed to be for the space between that I kept saying I was gonna make a season 2. But every
Right.
time I sit down, I don't know what it is. This was also part of why I like stopped for a bit. I was
Hmm.
on the space between. And for some reason, like even when I started recently now,
Right.
started doing these figures, those on screen,
Hmm.
and I just kept getting this feeling of like like I didn't love, like I liked how it looked. It looks really cool, but I
Right.
didn't have the same love as to the series I'm doing now. I guess is
Right.
like scratching that itch a little bit more than these guys for
Because
some
you're
reason.
diving more into the world building side of it, it seems like, with the newer
Yeah.
stuff than you probably did with those. With these ones, I'm guessing your thought process was more like, oh, these are really cool looking characters that I'm making up. Whereas the other ones, you're making the characters for a world that you imagine in your head, like an
Hmm.
entire world, and that's why you're already on to season 2, right? So
Or
awesome
well,
stuff. But
I
these still
yeah.
look awesome though.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to finish them one day. I keep
Well,
saying that. Well, the one in the middle is actually
I say
finished
that
now.
all the time. You have no idea. Oh, you
I
have
don't know
there.
if you
Hold
can
on.
see it,
I'll
bro.
blow you up. 1 second. Oh
Yeah, you
yeah.
can't really see them very well. But he's supposed to be done already. I just haven't posted him because, like I said, I think that world is like that story is over and
Well, the
it had
story's
its
over,
place
but
in time.
you still created an awesome custom, so you can still post that. Your name is Studio Z Customs, so you make
You're right.
customs.
You're right.
So show that off, right? But yeah, awesome stuff with those. Here's some of your other older stuff. So this guy looks really cool too.
Thank
Again,
you.
it's just like a bunch of kit bashing. I'm guessing that you put together with these characters. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Joey Toy, GI Joe, Boss Fight. That's
looks
really
really
the
cool.
what I'm using now. Those three.
Nice. And here's your Titan of the
Yeah.
Universe character. So this is I had to throw him in there because I remember when you created this guy and you're talking about his arm and stuff like that. I love how you added the wiring to his arm from the big hand and stuff like that. The shield, that's definitely from Marauders, that shield. 'Cause
Oh
that's the
yeah.
shield. I think that's the shield you can use with those bi what are those things called? Those
The
armor
exoskeletons or
exoskeleton. That's it.
exosuits.
Yeah. So that's really cool. I love this. He kind of reminds me of Man of Arms, but with like a
You know,
big,
now you mention it,
massive
yeah, a little
arm.
bit.
Like just because of the
Yeah.
style of character that you've created here, he kind of reminds me of Man of Arms. But here's what I really, really, really love is this ship, man. This ship is probably one of my favorite designs of yours. I am probably gonna steal it because I actually ended up cutting up one of my um, Jedi Starfighter. I cut the wings off because I was gonna make another. I was gonna use the middle part as an escape pod, but then when I saw this, I'm like, no, no, no. I have to make something similar. And I have a World War II Japanese wings that I might
Nice.
glue on to this because I really love that idea, and I might have to make something similar. But yeah,
Of
here's
course. The
another example of that.
so
So this is
those
when you
wings
used
are
to build
actually
dioramas, though, right? Because this is like a big diorama.
at least at a larger scale. My setup now is more for like photography, so it's
Right.
more studio-esque, like
So more
a
compact and yeah.
yeah. That was literally like on a one of those fold-out tables. I had the
Oh,
whole
okay.
fold-out table was, I guess, a large diorama, and that was like the docking bay area.
Nice. But yeah,
Um,
that ship looks really cool, man. I love that design.
Actually, I'm interested into knowing how you cut the pod, because dude, for me to cut the cockpit, I
Yeah.
had to heat up a knife. I had to like
Oh, I use my
I
I
definitely
use
breathed in
my
fumes, man. It was not good.
yeah, you need to have a respirator when you're doing that kind of stuff. But I actually had I use my Dremel with saw blades.
Oh,
I just cut off the wings
okay.
using the saw blades. Or the other thing that I would recommend is getting a jewel saw. So if you look on
Interesting.
like AliExpress or Amazon, they sell what's called jewel saws, and there's two different types. There's one that looks like a little almost looks like a bone saw, and then there's one that is actually just like a wire. And because of the
Okay.
friction, how the wire is designed and the friction cuts a nice fine line, so you can cut very sharp. The only thing about the Dremel is that it turns so fast that it melts the plastic, and sometimes it creates jagged edges that kind of stick to the plastic, so you have to shave that down. But yeah, if you do it quickly, you can get some pretty decent cuts. But the jewel saw I would highly recommend. Mine keeps breaking because I'm too rough with it, but you
Mm,
can get very precise cuts with the jewel saw. And then with the one that's just a wire, you can turn on the spot and then change directions. Whereas like with a regular saw, you can't do that. You have to cut in that one straight type of line.
okay.
But yeah, but actually that's a good idea too, using the hot knife. Because your thinking was, hey, it's gonna melt the plastic as I cut, right?
Not a good
Which is
idea.
good. I'm
I
not saying
don't
it's
recommend
easy,
it.
but it is doable, right? But this really does look really cool. Like one of
And
my
then
favorite vehicles.
the wings that I used are actually the U wing wings that fold
Oh, that
outwards
fold
and
out. Okay,
outward. Yeah.
nice. But
So I
that's
did
not the
that.
regular size U wing, is it? Like,
It's
is
the
it the
one,
118
yeah,
scale one? Oh man,
the
that's
one that
awesome.
they launched for when the movie was coming out.
Yeah,
I mean, the Star Wars ship usually gets shrunk down, so it wasn't even
that's
like
true. Yeah, it wasn't
to
quite
scale.
118.
Yeah.
But yeah, awesome stuff, man.
Yeah.
Here's another shot. Here's another shot. Oh man, like that's why I took so many of these because you could tell I love this vehicle. But yeah, some really awesome design, and then the weathering on top of that, the paint work and the weathering on top of it, just really makes it pop because it looks like it's been used in a lot of different missions, right? Because it's been used a lot, which is what's
It
really
was
really
supposed to be
cool.
like an old ship type of vibe.
Old new ship.
Yeah, to humans it's new, but to the population that lived on that planet, it was old.
Very old tech. Nice.
Yeah,
Here's another shot of it.
very cool.
Really love that design, man. Oh, let's see what else we got here. And that's it. So what is next? What's next for you? Like what are some of the other things you have planned?
So the newer images that we showcased, I'm gonna start building upon that.
Okay.
Um I want to build, and I'm gonna see how it goes. Obviously, like time constraints and like
Right.
everyday life situations. But for the world above, I'd like to do at least a building.
Mm-hmm.
Um, is it the lead will walk? Is that his name? I forget his name.
The
He
lead
was
will
the
walk the
lead will
earth.
walk.
Is it
Yes,
lead?
yes,
No, no, I
yes.
think it is. Is it
Or
lead? No, I think
lead.
it is lead. I think you're right. I think it's lead because I think I kept saying lead, and he says no, it's lead. I could be. I don't know, but either way, I know who you're talking about. Adam. I know him as
Yes,
Adam.
Adam. Yes,
He does some really phenomenal. Like he's really good at painting because he used to do a lot of miniatures. He still does a lot
miniatures and
of
such.
miniature paintings and stuff like that. But yeah, he does some really phenomenal stuff. And then now he just recently got a 3D printer, so he's making even more stuff, like really
Very
awesome
cool.
stuff. Because he's another guy that takes a lot of like foam pieces and stuff like that, and like glues them together, adds some other weathering and awesome paint work to it, and he creates some really awesome like terrain pieces because he makes game boards, right? So
Yes,
just like that game you and I played back in the day with Toy Domination,
with
like
Toy Dom.
his game. So Adam plays a lot of that and creates the 118 world scale game boards
Mhm.
for some of his stuff. So really cool stuff. So it looks like Mudhorn. What was he saying here? Oh, it's the Rogue One release, which had new missiles. Oh, okay.
It
Nerf
had like a
missiles.
Nerf launcher. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nerf
That's so.
launcher.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, man. This guy definitely
Yeah,
knows his stuff.
that's
And
definitely what it was.
lead will walk the earth. Yes, that's the
Yeah,
name, but I don't know if it's lead or lead. I'm guessing it's lead because
I thought
lead
it
will
was
walk the
lead.
earth. Lead will walk the earth doesn't make sense. Lead that. Yeah. I think it's lead because I think I was saying lead all the time. I have to go back and watch the live stream because yeah, I had him on the show once too, and I kept calling
Nice.
him lead, and then he didn't correct me at any time during the show. It wasn't until after he corrected me, like, "Why didn't you tell me on the show?" He goes, "Oh, I didn't want to disrupt things." I'm like, oh, I felt so bad. But yeah, he's so far everyone that I've had on the show thus far have been like really inspirational type artists. So like people that I've seen some of their stuff. There's always been at least one piece that someone created that I wanted to copy or like figure out how they created it so I can create something similar. Like for example,
Mm,
with me and your stuff, two things is like the paintwork you've done with the figures like the warrior lines. I really want to learn how to be able to do that. And then the other thing too was that ship. I had the most pictures of that ship because I loved it's again a very simple
I have
design, but just looks really cool. Oh, please
oh,
show me. Hold on. You probably won't
I
be
don't
able
know
to
if you
see it
can.
from there. Hold on, let me zoom in there.
This isn't very good lighting. I don't know if you can see it
I can kind of
very
see it,
well.
but it's kind of like in the shadow. Those figures are kind of blocking it. Oh,
I
there it
don't know if
is.
that's better,
Yeah,
but
that's a
it's
little
behind
better.
all those
Yeah,
figures.
I can see the
That's where
wings and
they.
stuff. But yeah, for sure. Like it's stuff like that I love showcasing that kind of stuff. Even though you already showcased it on your page, I love bringing attention to things like that because that's the kind of stuff that inspires me. And I kind of the whole purpose of this show is to try to inspire other people who might be on the fence with customizing. They love collecting, but they kind of want to dive into customizing because they look at other people's work and like, oh, that's awesome. I wish I could do that. But then a lot of the times when we get behind the scenes, we kind of explain to them it's not that hard. You just gotta practice at it, right? So really awesome
And
stuff.
to add on to that, like I want to put out there, I'm an open book. Like if you want to ask questions, like formulas, how did you do this, whatever, just shoot me a DM. I'll answer any question that I know how to like problem solve. Because that's how I started customizing. I've always
Right.
liked action figures, and it wasn't until like I shot a DM to one of the guys I follow. I'm like, hey, I really
Right.
like your stuff. How do you recommend I start? And it motivated me to start creating stuff. Because like
Yeah,
I've
that's one
always
of
said,
the.
like, oh
No, go
my
ahead.
bad. Like I've
No.
said that if I could draw, then I'd be drawing. I guess if I could paint, I'd be painting like portraits or whatever, or comic books. I love comic books, but like this is how
Mhm.
I guess manifest that creative side. And like if this is an awesome outlet, I don't see why not. Like do it if you want to start it, do it. Go for it.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome words to live by. But actually, Starboy just corrected us. It actually is lead, as in lead, like lead the way. So that's
Okay.
thank you. So I was saying it wrong before. I was saying
Me
lead
too.
will walk, but it's lead. It's actually lead will walk the
Yeah.
earth. Thank you, brother. Thank you for clarifying that for us. But yeah, this has been awesome stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing what other awesome creations you come up with. What's he saying? The ship had a kind of World War II. Yeah, it definitely did have that World War II bomber look to it, which
Yeah.
I really appreciate that as well. So you're kind of tying in the old with the new, kind of like what Star Wars does. Like even though some of his designs were very different from World War II planes, the style of war fighting was based on like World War II
Hmm.
planes. But you
The
actually went the other
weaponry.
route. Yeah, the weaponry as well was used from real World War II weapons and stuff that they kind of added Greeblies to it. But
Hmm.
you kind of went the opposite direction. You took an actual Star Wars vehicle and you turned it into kind of a World War II looking vehicle, but with more of a futuristic, an old school futuristic look to it. But
Kind of
Zilla,
like
thank you.
diesel punk.
Yeah, exactly. So before we go, we do have one last thing that I wanted to touch upon, and I guess maybe we can dive into that. Okay, so for the monthly build challenge, as I mentioned before, it is based on the criminal underworld. So you can make a bounty hunter, you can make the criminals, the henchmen, the mob boss or the crime boss. You can make that character. Anything that ties into the criminal underworld, because with based on you can get inspiration from Maul Shadow Lord. A lot of good stuff in there. That even if you want to make the cop that chases after the criminals, you can make that as well. So anything that's related to that. So you want to get inspiration, go watch Maul Shadow Lords. Tomorrow I'm going to be going to see Mandalorian and Grogu. So I'm hoping I'm going to get some ideas. I'm working on my bounty hunter. You guys saw some of the process that I started with that, which is a real Dixon. And so basically what I've done, because of you, Starboy, this is for you, brother. I've extended the deadline, so it's no longer due this Friday. It's now due June 1st. So Monday, June 1st is the absolute deadline. That's the last day you can submit your awesome creations. Again, either minimum 3 pictures up to 5 pictures you can send, or a 30-second clip if you want to send that as well based on your character. So send those in to me by Monday, June 1st, and we'll be showcasing all of them on June 3rd. And just remember, this is episode 58, so we're 2 episodes away from a giveaway. And not only will that episode have a giveaway for the normal every 10 episode giveaway, but we're going to also be starting the June giveaways of the Border Station X Wolfman's designs of those urban walls. We have 4 of them that we're going to be giving away in the month of June. So every week in that month, we're going to be giving away one of those awesome designs that he created. It's a Whip Wednesday themed urban walls. So definitely show up during that. But the very first, I think it's June 3rd is going to be episode 60. Yeah, so June 3rd will be episode 60. So that'll be the regular every 10 episode giveaway. So show up for that. It's going to be a heck of a lot of fun for that. Oh, look who showed up. What's up, man? Nebula's Nexus is here. Thank you for showing up, brother. You're going to probably want to go back and check out some of the stuff that we talked about earlier, because we got a lot of good content. This was like a very fun episode. Zilla, thank you so much for coming on. I had a lot of fun discussing your world building and learning some new techniques in terms of how you do some of the paint work on your figures, and some of the ways you put some of those things together. Because like that guy with the skull and the rib cage, that guy is friggin' awesome. I might have to try that now. Go buy a few skeletons from Boss Fight and maybe try that out. But that looked really cool. I loved a lot of the designs that you created, especially the cyborg too. The one that had the backpack with the adrenaline hose to his neck. That guy looked really cool too. Actually, there's so many good ones. I can't just pick one. The female was still my favorite one. I know I said I can't pick one, but yeah, she's my favorite one. But they were all awesome stuff. I can't wait to see some more of your designs, and wishing you all the best with what you're doing, and we'll definitely have to have you come back on the show to show off some more of your awesome content, man. So guys, check him out. His Instagram link will be in the description. It's already there now. You can go and check him out if you don't already follow him. For those watching for the first time, subscribe to the channel. Give a like if you enjoyed what you saw today. And we'll catch you guys in the next one. Until then,